Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm going to do a demonstration on how I created these 4 cards using the Technique Junkies stamps. The stamp that I used is called Forest Buffalo. This is a new stamp from the new release. It's on sale for 15% off now through November 8th, 2021. If you like, you can use my coupon code and save 10% off all non-sale items. My coupon code is TJ10 Tracy. For my first panel, I want a rainbow. So I grabbed Catherine Pooler Inks, Pucker Up, Catching Rays, and Cummerbund. The Pucker Up creates the pink at the top, and then you mix that in with the Catching Rays to create an orange-ish yellow. And I'm just going back through with the inks and blending things. You can use blender brushes or foam dome blending tools, whatever your preference is. So there you go. You have a quick rainbow panel, and the paper that I'm using is Hammermill Premium Color Copy Cover Paper, 100 pounds. This paper is also sold in 80 pounds, which is just fine as well. So I have yellow, which is chiffon. Now the trick to ink blending is to have very smooth paper. Now I'm going in with Catching Rays and juicy ink pads. You can't really go wrong with that combination. And sometimes it looks a little blotchy, but it'll dry back. And then at the bottom of this, I'm using Pucker Up. This is going to be my sunset card. So that was the colors Chiffon, Catching Rays, and Pucker Up put together. Create a really pretty sunset. I'm just going to ink blend that a little bit. Get it nice and even. Okay, I'm going to change it up a bit. I'm using Tutti Frutti, Tiki Torch. So the bottom color is Tutti Frutti. The middle color is Tiki Torch. These are Catherine Pooler inks, and Tiara. I don't have these in the full size. I only have them in the minis, but they still work just the same. And I'm creating this sunset. It's a lot bolder, I think, than the one that I just completed earlier. And I'm just ink blending this background just to show you what colors you can use to make a beautiful sunset. Okay, now I'm going to stamp with the Forest Buffalo stamp. You see this second panel that I ink blended, I used a larger piece of paper. This is VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. I'm using it to get a nice dark impression. And I'm going to have to go over it a couple times. So let's do that. I'm using my homemade stamp glider that I created myself with the lid to a candle and some glitter. Alright, so that looks pretty good. I had to stamp it 3 times, but I am pleased with how that turned out. I have another sunset panel that I ink blended off camera, and I'm showing you this just to show you the method I used to stamp this. There's something on my stamp. I don't know if it picked up a piece of dust on my desk, but I go ahead and grab a baby wipe. You can use your stamp cleaner, and then I'm using a paper towel just to get into all the nooks and crannies. I want to get this stamp as clean as possible so that I can get a nice impression. I'm using VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. Oh, that looks great. Beautiful. Yep, I like this one even more than the one I just did. Okay, next I'm going to show you how to ink blend a night sky. The color I'm using here is Tranquil, and if you recall, the stamp has a moon in the top right corner. What I'm trying to do is create circles. Now I have Cove Blue. So just imagine that when you stamp this, you're going to have the moon in the upper right corner, and then I'm taking and using the foam domed blending tools, and I'm just creating circles all the way around. And I think this is going to make a nice effect. And this purple color that I'm using is called Drive-In. And now you start to see sort of the circle effect. I'm going back in with some Cove Blue. I want that moon to be stamped in that circle there. That's the lightest color. All right, clean up a little bit and let's get to stamping. I have a piece of acetate. I'm going to use that just to make sure that I'm stamping in the right spot. But before I stamp it on paper, I'm going to just use this acetate, grab my panel, and I just want to see what this is going to look like. I think it's going to look great. I just love that effect. And I actually learned that from Tracy Fear. Her station is, her channel is called Not Afraid of Color. And that's how I learned how to do this technique. So now I have the perfect position for stamping onto my panel. What I'm going to do then is take my stamp and just line it up the best that I can right above this image on this acetate. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that stamp and just kind of line that up so that it's in that general vicinity. Now I can take my acetate off and finally stamp my Forest Buffalo onto my panel. But, oh wait, one moment. Oh, wait. I just want to make sure that I have it in the right spot. It just needs a little bit of an adjustment. Well, that's what's so nice about using the acetate. Now for my black stamping, the ink that I'm using again is VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. It's a pigment ink. It does a really nice job of getting a dark impression right on top of these dye inks that I just blended. Oh, that's perfect. Perfect. With this stamp set, you really have such a beautiful card. So I grabbed my Catherine Puller archival ink, and I'm actually stamping it with that. So I stamped it with two different kinds of inks, but I went over it twice with the archival ink because I'm trying to get that buffalo to be completely solid. When you do this technique, you want to make sure that your silhouette image is completely solid black. Now here's our finished project. I used the Hope, Dream, Wish, Wonder stamp set from Technique Junkies, and I put the sentiment in the bottom right hand corner of each of these. I created my own colored paper using Catherine Puller ink so that it matches just perfectly with the ink blending. This die that I used to cut the panel out is from Gina Marie, and it's called Tribal. And I like it because it has little stitching, but it also has triangles. It just reminds me sort of a southwestern look. Okay, everybody, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please give a thumbs up and please leave a comment below which one is your favorite card. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe and don't forget to check out all the wonderful new release stamps over at Technique Junkies, and don't forget to use my coupon code TJ10Tracy for anything that's not on sale. Thanks so much. Have a hopeful day. Bye-bye.